So, if you don't have an attention span to watch a 20-minute simple video that can potentially change how much your clinic makes per month, and it took me years and multiple of thousands of dollars, or I would say lakhs of rupees in consulting fees to learn this, and I'm giving it to you for free, and you still don't want to watch this video for 20 minutes, then this video is not for you. Being honest, so how many patients walked into your clinic last month, looked at your treatment plan, and said, let me think about it, and never came back? So yeah, I'm going to guess it's more than you're comfortable with, right? So basically, my name is Ban Tariq, and I help cosmetic dental clinics in India fill their calendars with patients who are actually ready to say yes, not tie kickers or free bar seekers or any type of like people who try to waste time. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we do it in one simple framework by the end of this video. And by the end of this video, you'll be able to understand why consultations were not converting the way they should, and you'll realize that what to do and what not to do, and exactly what to change starting tomorrow. But let me first tell you something that most marketing agencies will never admit to you, that you know will never admit to you, is that getting patients through the door is actually the easiest part. And I know that sounds crazy because right now getting new patients probably feels like the hardest thing in the world. But hear me out. The real problem, the most expensive problem, and the most expensive problem, and the one that is silently killing your revenue every single month is that what happens after they sit down in your chair. And think about it like this: imagine you own a shop, and every day 100 people walk in. They look around, they pick something up, and then they put it back down, and they walk out. And you keep paying to bring more people in, but the leak is not at the door, the leak is inside the door. So this is what is happening in your consultation room right now. This might be what's happening. I mean, not exactly, but you might not be realizing, but in some ways, potentially that's happening. So before we talk about how we get more patients, we need to talk about how to actually close the ones that you are already getting. Because if you cannot close them now, sending you more patients is just going to cost you more money, the same result. And the framework I use for this is called Closer. Okay, so here, this is basically an abbreviation for clarify, label, overview, sell, explain, reinforce. So yeah, let me explain to you in a better way. I already did in the previous video, but I want to be more more money onto this, okay, more elaborated onto this. So the first thing you do when a patient sits down is find out the real reason, which means clarify. Okay, so now you need to find out why are they there. And you don't want a surface reason, like not this that they say, oh, I want white teeth, or not that I saw your ad. They should have a real reason. They should have something like, oh, I have a wedding in 6 days, and yeah, I'm the bride or I'm the groom, something like that. I just made it to the top of my mind. So here's something I learned from going through my own, dental transformation when I finally booked my consultation. So I told my dentist that I just want to know my options. And that was a lie. The real reason I had was that I had a big presentation coming up at work, and I was going to be on camera. And every time I imagined it, I thought about my smile, and I felt, slightly a bit embarrassed and insecure. And that is why I was there, because personally I wanted to look good, and I just want to feel more confident. And I knew that if I this gets nailed, I'm killing it. I'm being more confident than anyone there is on the world. But I did not say it that loud until someone asked me the right question without crashing into my ego. So your patients are the same. There is always a deeper reason. It can be wedding, it can be a job interview, it could be a school reunion, it could be a college reunion, it could be a job reunion, it could be anything like the first day job, even the wedding. So like maybe a photo they saw of themselves that made them cringe. So yeah, you have to find that reason, because that reason is your entire sales conversation. Because once you find it, it becomes easy. This is the hardest part, and I would say just get it done, and the rest is easy. So ask them what made you finally decided to come in today. Okay, you ask them why now, and not 6 months ago or 6 months later, and what would change for you if you fix this. Like, you have to ask these three questions. Okay, like, what made you finally decide to come in today? Second one is why, maybe, like, you have to be creative with this. Okay, so you need to ask them your own way, like, what made you finally decide to come in today. Maybe you should also ask why now and not 6 months ago, or why now and not 6 months later. What would change for you if you fix this? How committed are you to making this happen? All these questions. So, like, it's all about listening. Okay, it's like going to, a date, and or talking to someone. It's better about being a good listener. Okay, so you have to shut up and listen. The patient will tell you everything that you need to close them, because most dentists, I've seen, they talk too much in consultations. The ones making the most money are the ones that ask the questions and are actually listening. So that's the I hope I made the clarify part clear. Now let's get to the label. Okay, so once you understand why they are really there, reflect it back at them. And you don't have to do it in a clinical way where you just say, oh, so yeah, you're insecure. They're gonna run away from the clinic, man. So you don't do that. You say it in a way. So if I understand correctly, you have been feeling self-conscious about your smile for a while now, and there's actually something coming up that has finally made you, perhaps want to do something about it, and you just want to make sure that you find the right solution. Is that right? And they say, yeah, yeah, that's right. And now you have to be careful. Like, you have to use words like perhaps, maybe, potentially. Okay, and don't start like using and spamming these words. You have to be careful. You know what I mean, what I'm saying. Okay, now something has happened in their brain after they say yes. Okay, they feel understood, they feel relatable, they feel that you have already solved the case for someone because of your deep understanding and how you related to them, even though you just repeated what they said. And the moment patient feels generally understood, their guard comes down, and they stop being, a skeptic, and stop being, cold, and they start being a human being, and start having a real conversation with you. And this is where you have to win. So this is one of the best parts, like, clarify is the best thing you do for your sale. And these two are the steps that 95% of dentists skip completely. And they hear the surface reason and they jump straight into showing the patient their treatment options. And then they wonder, like, why the patient says, let me think about it. The truth is, the patient does not need time to think. The patient just does not feel understood yet. And yeah, that's what it is. Now, after we have done the label part, after we have made them feel understood, the third part is overview their past pain. So now you ask, what have you tried before? Maybe they tried, whitening strips and it did not work. Maybe they went to another clinic and felt, maybe judged or rushed or confused by price, or maybe they already moved forward, which was my case. But the dentist, there was no communication, and yeah, it was just poor communication and very poor coordination. Maybe they have been thinking about this for 2 years and they just kept putting it off. It could be anything. Okay, so now you want to know all of it. And here's why this step is so powerful, because when a patient tells you all about all the things they tried and, did not work, they are reminding themselves how long this problem has been going on. You see how it's going? You see how this works? They are feeling the weight of it again. And then you say, it sounds like you have generally tried to fix this. It is just that one or two pieces that were missing each time. Like, you have to make them realize, and you have to say it in your own way. You don't have to be like salesy and stuff. You just have to say it's just that one or two pieces that were missing each time. And that's actually very common. Most people that try the cheaper options first, hoping it will be enough. And it really is for what you're describing. And then you say, in a way, like, it sounds like you generally have tried to fix this. It is just that one or two pieces that were missing each time. And this is actually very common. Most people try the cheaper options first, hoping that it will be enough, and it really is for what you are describing. Now, now they do not feel stupid for not fixing it sooner. They feel like they have finally found someone who actually understands their situation even more. Now the thing, like now the keep like the progression is going upwards. Now you have positioned yourself different from every other clinic they have been to. Okay, you see how this is going, and now they actually trust you subconsciously, and this works. Now the fourth part, which is S. So this is sell the vacation. Now here is the most important thing in this entire video. So your patients do not want veneers, they don't want implants, neither do they want Invisalign or braces or anything like that. They want to feel confident at their daughter's wedding. They want to stop COVID covering their mouth when they laugh. They want to walk into a job interview and not spend half of it thinking about their teeth and covering them. This is what they're buying, and this is what you need to sell. Think about it this way: when someone books a flight to, let's say, Maldives or Goa, like let's say you book a flight to Maldives or Goa. Let me ask you this: are you excited about the aircraft and what jet fuel it uses? What's the seat recline angle? Like what's the how what company are the landing tires? No, right? You are actually excited about traveling. You're actually excited about the beach, the water, the pictures you're going to take, the pictures you're going to upload on Instagram, right? The pictures, the reaction of people when you go outside there, and the excitement of finally going somewhere, the feeling of being there, right? And not the company of the tire of the airplane, if that makes sense. So your treatment is the flight, okay? Your treatment is the plane. The outcome is Goa. The outcome is Maldives. So stop selling the flight, stop selling the plane, sell the outcome, sell the Maldives, okay? Sell Goa. So when you present your treatment plan, you do not lead with the procedure name or number of sessions or cost. You lead with this. Okay, let me say this. So based on everything you told me today, here is what this is going to give you, and then you paint a picture of the life after the treatment. Okay, all they have told you, you have to load this. Okay, so based on everything you told me today, here's what this is going to give you, and then you paint a picture of the life after the treatment, smiling without thinking about it, and looking at the photos of themselves and actually liking what they see, feeling like themselves again. And yeah, basically you just paint the picture of what they want. Okay, in a way, which I've just said. Okay, based on what they said. And then you say, would you like to hear how we make that happen? And now you are asking them. Okay, so they are actually leaning in, not you. So because you're talking about them and not about your clinics, you're not going to say, oh, I have this machine and this is what the braces is and this is what the Invisalign is and this is what we use. You have to keep it all around them. Okay, you have to keep it around the smile, their images, how they look, all about the aesthetics. It depends on the client. Okay, now we are done with the sell part. Now let's talk about the E part, which is explain away their concerns, more like handling their objections. Because at some point, no matter how good you are in sale, some people will say it is expensive. Let me think about it. I need to talk to my family. These are inevitable. They will always come no matter what training you do. And here's the truth about all three of these to open your eyes that these are not real objections. These are symptoms of three things. Either, and these three things are, first one, either they do not fully trust you yet, or they do not fully believe the treatment will work, or the value is not clear enough yet. These three things. Okay, and your job is to simply find out which one is it. And if they say it's expensive, do not panic and do not immediately offer a discount. Ask if that the investment feels too high, or is it that you're just not sure yet that if this is the right option for you. And the question will tell you everything. Okay, so if they say let me think about it, say completely understand, just so I can help you think through it. What specifically would you want to think about? So there's always a answer underneath that, okay? And once they give you the real answer, you can actually address it. And the mistake most dentists make here is that they accept the surface objection and let the patient walk out. And then that patient goes home and get distracted by life and never comes back like he never did. And you spend the money getting another patient in and have the exact same conversation, and then unfortunately the same outcome. They go to their home as well. And you need to control this, okay? So if they're generally unsure, okay, you try your best to cover their objection. But if they're genuinely unsure, offer to take a small deposit to hold the spot and give them 48 hours to confirm, okay? Get some kind of commitment before they leave, because the decision to invest in the smile is not going to get easier once they walk out of your door, okay? Now R, once they said yet, R, which basically means reinforce the decision, okay? So R is once they've said yes, once they've paid, most dentists think that the sale is done, but it is not. Now let me explain this. What happens in the next 48 hours decides whether this patient becomes loyal patient who refers their entire family to you and actually understands the procedure and won't bother you every procedure and keep calling you and keep making your life worse. Or instead you have a patient who becomes loyal, who refers their entire family to you. So yeah, you need to this is what decides what they become to you, okay? So you need to, in order to reduce the probability to make them the bad patient, in simple words, you need to make things that make them feel special. They already think that in their eyes, they already think that you understand them. But now, to even put the cherry on the top, you can do something like send them a personal voice note or video that evening. You can tell them that you're genuinely looking forward to helping them. Tell them what to expect next. Make them feel like they made the best decision they have ever made. They made in a long time. Sorry about that, because buyers feel doubt after a big purchase, and it is completely normal, because your job is to replace the doubt with excitement and confidence. You have to take all the dirt and you have to replace with excitement and confidence. And you don't have to, hype them up on all that thing. You have to be just nice. And 30-second, voice note on WhatsApp does this better than anything else. And when they come back for their first appointment, just ask them how they're feeling. Make the experience remarkable. Just now, not just called remarkable, because a patient who feels remarkable tells people. And in India, as we know, apart from USA, in India, word of mouth from a delighted patient is worth more than any ad you will ever run. So yeah, this is closer framework. Guys, this is the closer framework. In a very quick, very brief manner. So yeah, basically closer framework. Clarify the reason, label them so they feel understood, overview their past pain so they feel seen, sell the vacation, not the flight, explain away their real concerns with real conversations, and reinforce the decision so they stay and refer. And this framework alone, without changing anything else about your clinic, will increase your number of consultations and you'll convert more. And this is guaranteed, because I've tried this for my own agency, for my own company, okay? And my company is not different than any other clinic, because I have to consult as well, and I have to sell as well, and I have to service as well, and so have to you guys, right? You have to consult people as well. You have to get them to show up, and then you sell them, and then you service them, and you give the best service possible, and then they probably refer you to a lot of clients. So yeah, now you must be wondering, like, for the people who don't watch videos a lot, um, now here's the thing: the closer framework works best when the patient sitting in your chair is already the right kind of patient. So when I say right kind of patient, they should be qualified, and when I say qualified, they should be serious, and I would say intangible. They are ready to invest, and that is the other half of what we do at my company, Dominating Partners. So we bring you the best patients through some infrastructures, and I would say paid ads and automated follow-up systems, and then this framework closes them. And in our program, in our paid program, we help you one on one with this framework so you close like a machine and together we work like a machine. So if you want to see what that looks like for your specific clinic, book a call with me through the link below. We are working with first 25 clinics in India right now on absolute pay, on trust first and pay later basis, where you first build trust with us, we get you some results, and then you pay later. Meaning you do not pay us unless we actually deliver. So click the link, let's talk, and yeah, I'll see you later. Cheers.